Good morning and welcome to another wonderful episode of Daybreak. I'm Lindsay Carson.
And I'm Nick Tomarello. On today's episode, Point Park students have a new parking option if they're commuters or their cars are on campus. And this one isn't nearly a mile away from campus.
And Pittsburgh, along with the rest of the country, is preparing for the coronavirus outbreak. Find out the precautions and how to prevent yourself from getting sick this season.
And presidential candidates are dropping like flies as the results of Super Tuesday's primaries are in. We'll tell you who's out and who's still vying for the nomination.
And along with a special interview with Point Park cheer and dance team members, we'll get you up to date on everything you need to know in national sports, tech, and entertainment news.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Pittsburgh. Daybreak starts right now. Start your mornings with us, only on Daybreak. Hey, welcome back to Daybreak. We have some snow coming up today, but actually it's going to rise in temperatures this weekend. Let's check your forecast.
So today we have a high of 42 and a low of 29, and like Nick said, we have some chances of snow throughout the day.
And coming up on Saturday, we have a high of 45 degrees, not too bad, mild, and it's going to be partly sunny, and then of course a low of 29, so we will dip below freezing, but not too bad.
And then on Sunday, the temperature is going back up to a high of 62 and a low of 43, and it's going to be mostly sunny, so that's a good day to go outside.
So this weekend really isn't going to be that bad, besides, just a little bit of snow today, but hopefully we won't get that much.
Yeah, I don't think, didn't look like it's going to be a lot of snow, and it is nice that it's going to go back up on Sunday. I just kind of don't like the going down and up and down and up. I feel like that's
Right.
how people get sick.
It is. The change in temperature, you're like, I have a cold one day, and the next day you wake up and it's sunny and fine.
Exactly.
And here's your campus news. Senator applications are officially open for the newly renamed Student Government Association. Any student who is interested in running for a seat must fill out an application and obtain 10 student signatures. Applications can be turned into the Office of Student Affairs, which is located in the Student Center 706 by noon today. Applications were sent to student emails on Tuesday, and paper copies can be picked up outside of the SGA office in the Student Center 717. As of right now, previous members of SGA may run for president or vice president as long as they have served on SGA for one semester. President Berlin previously introduced legislation to overturn that requirement in hopes to make the leadership positions more accessible.
After Point Park stopped their shuttle service to Oakland in the fall, students started complaining about issues they face as commuters. Now it looks like commuter students' complaints are being heard. On Tuesday, March 3rd, an email was sent out to students about discounted parking at the Allies Garage at 200 Smithfield Street. According to the graphic attached to the email, students can now park from 8 a.m. to midnight for $10 or after 4 p.m. for $5. All students need to do to receive this discount on parking is download the iParkit app and create an account using their Point Park email address.
The Department of Literary Arts and Social Justice is looking for proposals for a research symposium in April. According to the symposium organizers, students voted to make the theme Art and Activism. All undergraduate students can submit proposals that aligns with the theme in literature, art, culture, history, economics, media, business, political discourse, and more. Students are encouraged to create a variety of visual, verbal, or written works. Proposals can be submitted through a Google form sent to student emails Wednesday. The symposium will take place in Lawrence Hall 200 from 11 to 4 p.m. Now that parking is exciting.
It is.
You have to go to some parking lots and pay $15, $20,
Exactly.
and it's insane the amount that they charge you. And the fact that we're mostly a commuter school, this I
Yeah.
think would be great
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah, 3/4 of our student body are commuters, and I commuted last semester and I had to pay $15 a day for parking, and that really drained my bank account. So I'm happy they're finally putting in this discounted parking because, you know, we have that garage right there and students have been asking, hey, can we work some kind of deal? So I'm glad they finally did it.
Yeah, and you know, I live on campus, so I don't personally drive, but it would be nice if I wanted on the weekend to bring my car down.
Right.
I actually downloaded the app. It was very easy to sign up. I just followed the steps that were in the email, and I might have to try to use it sometime.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can get your app downloaded and get that big discount. Only $5? That's not
so
bad.
nice.
Coming up after the break, we've got your city and national headlines from the week. Stay tuned.
Alright, so that's all the positions for this show. We can go ahead in the studio and get set up.
Wait, where's Nick and Taylor?
I guess they took Start Your Mornings with Us a little too seriously.
Start your mornings with us! Only on Daybreak!
Welcome back to Daybreak.
Here's your city news.
Pittsburgh is feeling like a G7 meeting, that is. According to the Associated Press, Pittsburgh will be hosting a meeting at the Omni William Penn Hotel with foreign ministers from the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Italy, Germany, Japan, and Canada. This meeting will be happening on March 24th and March 25th. This will be taking place months before the 46th G7 Summit, which is set to take place from June 10th to June 12th in Maryland.
And the city of Pittsburgh is preparing for a possible outbreak of coronavirus in the area. The Center for Disease Control reports that a total of 10 people have died out of 99 reported cases in the United States. The city says that first responders have been trained to identify possible cases and how to provide medical care or isolate patients if necessary. They received face masks, gloves, hand sanitizers, and protective eyewear in the event they encounter someone with the virus. Point Park University hasn't recalled any students abroad back to the United States, but Dean of Students Keith Palos said in an email sent to the student body on Tuesday that any student who traveled internationally over spring break should contact him via email. The current closest reported U.S. case of the coronavirus is in New York. And of course, make sure to wash your hands and cover your nose and mouth when coughing or sneezing.
A water park with an event for people who are 21 and over. College students are going to want to cannonball into this event that takes place at Sandcastle Water Park on April 25th. The event is called the Taco Beer Tequila Festival and will have 15 food trucks as well as beer, wine, tequila, a margarita bar, and cider samplings. On the event website, they announced that they will also be having a guacamole pavilion and a churros and chocolate pavilion. On top of all the food and drinks, the festival will feature live entertainment and games. The event's website is selling both general admission tickets and VIP tickets.
And now I want to go back to the coronavirus. Again, nothing has been reported in the state of Pennsylvania itself. But,
Right.
you know, it is very similar to the flu. They say the symptoms are very close. And I think you've seen a lot of the media, talking about cases that are happening in California specifically. You had the cases that were on the boats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was scary.
But right now, the regular flu has killed more people in the United States this season than the coronavirus. But that's not to say that it's something that you should be made aware of. I just think that maybe sometimes it's been a little bit too much.
Exaggerated. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, like, get your flu shot. I highly recommend that. And like you said, wash your hands, cover your mouth when you're sneezing and coughing. The thing is that concerns me about coronavirus is I have asthma, so it is a respiratory disease, but I've been taking my vitamin C, vitamin D3, both great for your immune system. So I think as long as people practice good hygiene, and are health conscious, like, it shouldn't spread too badly.
No, and remember, don't touch your face.
Right.
That's another one of the biggest things
That's
that
a
I
hard
have
one
issues
too,
with. Watching TV, just relaxing and touching your face. Don't do that.
Yeah, I do that all the time. That's how I rest my hand on my face. It's the worst. I have to remind myself not to do that.
Well, something that a lot of the presidential candidates have been talking about was the coronavirus. And Super Tuesday, of course, those results are in, and the Democratic race for the nomination dwindled down to 3 candidates.
Monet Finley is in the studio with the details. Monet?
Thanks, Lindsay and Nick. Global cases of the coronavirus have topped 95,000 as countries employ new strategies to try to contain the spread. Iran, one of the worst hit countries so far, has announced it is developing a vaccine and is ready to send out test kits. In New York City, about 1,000 people have asked to self-quarantine after 11 new cases were reported there. And flights have been cut in the U.S. Italy has closed down schools nationwide, and speculation is mounting as to how Japan will proceed with Tokyo Olympics, which are less than 150 days away. Meanwhile, India has identified 29 coronavirus cases, prompting fears that the world's second most populous country could become a viral powder keg. And the Supreme Court heard the first major abortion case brought before its new conservative majority. The case concerns a controversial Louisiana abortion access law that critics say would leave just one doctor in the state to perform the procedure. And a similar law in Texas was struck down 4 years ago by the High Court. But with its new makeup, this law could be upheld. Though the court appeared divided after hours of oral arguments, Chief Justice John Roberts asked questions that indicated he may be in favor of reversing precedent and allowing new states' restrictions on abortion. Abortion rights advocates fear the conservative court could gut long-lasting precedents, while some states like Louisiana are taking advantage of the possibility by passing more restrictive laws. The case will be decided by July, just as the presidential race heats up. And Kate Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, and Mike Bloomberg all dropped out of the presidential race. Bloomberg, less than a day after his disappointing Super Tuesday, the media magnate suspended his more than $500 million campaign, and endorsed Joe Biden. On March 1st, Buttigieg suspended his campaign after losing the South Carolina primary, which followed a loss in the Nevada caucus a week earlier and undercut his early success in the campaign. And Senator Klobuchar announced on March 2nd that she was exiting the 2020 race and also endorsed Joe Biden hours before Super Tuesday, when 14 states and a third of the total delegates who will pick the Democratic nominee was up for grabs. And in breaking news, Senator Elizabeth Warren announced early Thursday morning that she's also suspending her campaign after failing to secure a win on Super Tuesday. This leaves 3 candidates left in the race for the nomination: Biden, Senator Bernie Sanders, and Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. That's it for national news. Let's send it back to the coach with Nick and Lindsay.
Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we'll break down your entertainment, tech, and sports news from this week.
Alright, so that's all the positions for this show. We can go ahead in the studio and get set up.
Wait, where's Nick and Taylor?
I guess they took Start Your Mornings with Us a little too seriously.
Start your mornings with us! Only on Daybreak!
Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Olivia Pion with your weekly sports report. On Tuesday, the Penguins played the Ottawa Senators and broke their recent losing streak. According to ESPN, the Penguins beat the Senators 7-3 after having their franchise's longest losing streak in 8 years. In the game, Sidney Crosby reached his 800th career assist and is now the 32nd player in league history to reach that. John Marino was out for 11 games due to being injured and made his return back in this game by scoring the first goal 48 seconds into the first period. The Penguins recently added Connor Sheary back onto the team, and he scored less than a minute after Marino's goal. Jason Zucker also scored a goal in the game, making this his 6th goal since he has been traded from Minnesota last month. Brian Rust scored 3 goals in the game and collected his 3rd career hat trick, the first for the Penguins this season. Brian Dumoulin had an assist in the game after being out for 37 games due to a lower body injury. This was a very needed win for the Penguins to get back on track and break the bad streak they were on. The Penguins' next home game will be on Saturday against the Washington Capitals. According to Trib Live, Kevin Colbert believes that the return of Ben Roethlisberger could be a good thing. Colbert said that Roethlisberger might be the best he's ever been because he got to relax for a year and did not have the wear and tear on his body. Ben did have a significant surgery, but the Steelers staff is optimistic that he might be better. The Steelers' 2020 season training will begin soon, and we will see if Ben will be back for sure. Well, that's all for sports. Let's send things over to Nicole Kapalko for her Daybreak debut. What's happening in the entertainment world, Nicole?
Thanks, Olivia. Pop star Britney Spears announced on Instagram that she is contemplating getting her matching tattoo removed. Spears got a matching tattoo of a pair of dice on her wrist with her ex-husband, Kevin Federline. The couple was married from 2004 to 2007. Spears shared on an Instagram post saying, "Albert Einstein once said, 'God does not play dice with the universe, so maybe I shouldn't have gotten the pink dice 7 on my left arm. I don't even like ink. Guess I should remove it?'" Spears is now dating model Sam Asghari. Spears has moved on, but another celebrity couple might be getting back together. Billionaire Kylie Jenner has been fueling rumors that she and the father of her 2-year-old daughter, Stormy Webster, are getting back together. Jenner recently posted several throwback photos of her and Travis Scott while they were dating on her Instagram. She also posted a picture in a pair of Nike shoes that Scott designed. The two of them have been seen together with their daughter co-parenting. But Jenner and Scott have not commented on whether these accusations are true or if they will be getting back together in the future. And who will end up together on the end of this season of The Bachelor? Fans of the hit series The Bachelor are anxiously waiting for the next season finale beginning Monday, March 9th. Pilot Pete and the final 2 women, Hannah Ann and Maddie, are headed back to Australia for the final episode. In a sneak peek video, Peter apologizes to one of the girls struggling to speak through his tears. Producer Chris Harrison says, "I can honestly say this is one of the most unexpected and complicated endings we have ever seen. You won't want to miss it." That's all I have in the entertainment world for now. But the world of technology seems to never stop. Let's send it over to Colton Tobias for Tech Update. Colton?
Thanks, Nicole. The coronavirus is affecting the tech world in a significant way, as it was announced Google would be canceling the Google I/O, the tech giant's annual developer conference. According to CNET.com, it was supposed to take place from May 12th to the 14th in Mountain View, California. It is considered Google's most important gathering of the year, as over 7,000 people attended the event last year. The event has been home to some of the company's biggest announcements, such as the introduction of Google Assistant and Google Glasses. Google said people who were planning on attending the event should expect a full refund, and they are currently figuring out how they can evolve the conference, in a different way. Another tech giant that is experiencing the effects of the coronavirus is Facebook. According to CNN, it was announced the company will not be attending the South by Southwest conference, or also known as SXSW in Austin, Texas. The conference brings together the leaders of technology, media, film, and music as they search for the next big thing in the world of technology. And Twitter is also dropping out of the conference as well. In fact, Twitter encouraged all of its employees to work from home. According to CNN, the company announced it will also suspend all non-critical business travel and events as well. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey was scheduled to speak at SXSW as well. With all this going on, however, SXSW announced the conference will move forward as planned. They are currently working with authorities to have a safe event. That's it for your timely tech news. Let's send things back to Nick and Lindsay, and it looks like they brought some guests.
Hey, thanks, Colton. Over spring break, Point Park's competitive cheer and dance teams competed at the NAIA Southeast Regional Competition in Montgomery, Alabama.
And Point Park's dance team came out on top, claiming the title of NAIA Competitive Dance Southeast Regional Champions. Point Park has qualified for nationals 3 of the past 4 years that competitive dance has had an NAIA National Competition, but this is the first time they have won the regional competition.
And now we welcome 2 dancers from the team, junior Elena Troya and sophomore Nicole Kapalko. Thank you for joining us, ladies.
Hi.
First of all, congratulations on being regional champions.
Thank you.
So how did it feel to win your region and get the automatic bid to nationals? How did it go?
It was definitely a great feeling knowing that all of our hard work and our long hours spent in practice paid off. And it was definitely like a great accomplishment to bring home that first place trophy and represent our school.
So now, after the preliminary round, you guys were in second. What went into coming back, and what was different about your second performance?
So basically, we literally had no break in between the rounds. Like, our coach immediately put us to practice. We practiced all of our formations, all of our tricks, all of our turns, all of our jumps. We did everything back to back to back to back. And then we just literally had like a team meeting, like without our coach. We were like talking it out, feeling it out, you know, like just being us, you know, we really had it. Like, we thought we were doing it, and we did it, so.
And what goes into that? What do you do in your practices?
Oh, so much. There's like so much we have to do. Like, it's always like the same skills and the same people that do it, so it's literally just doing the same skills and practicing them, so.
So how are you guys getting ready for nationals?
A lot of repetition. We're running the routine over and over again, really just tightening up those little spots that we might have slipped on at regionals, trying to get a really solid score.
And so regional or nationals, you just did regionals, nationals are coming up. Where are they going to be held, and what time? When can people maybe come see you?
Well, it's next weekend in Davenport, Iowa. And there's Iowa. There's like an online like website you can watch, and you have to I think you have to pay to stream it. So I don't know if anyone wants to watch
hey,
that.
I mean, if we're supporting Point Park, we a couple bucks, hopefully.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah.
So how are you guys? How do you feel since you've been to nationals before? How do you feel that's helping you guys?
I feel like we're definitely a lot better prepared, like knowing the environment, knowing what we're getting ourselves into, because that whole weekend of nationals is definitely a crazy, hard weekend, and it's definitely very stressful. So I feel like being there in the past, it definitely increases our chances of succeeding.
So did you go there as well to nationals?
Yeah, we went
So
last
what
year.
was it like for you last time? What was that experience like?
So our team was like very different last year. Like the dynamics of it was different. Like I feel like we this year are like better as a team, like together. Like we are all friends. Like we all like enjoy each other's company. So it makes like practices and everything easier. So like this road to nationals has been like easier in a way. So yeah.
So after nationals, where do you go from there?
Is that it?
No.
We're doing another dance competition, and that will actually be taking place in Vegas. So, yeah.
Are either of you 21?
Hey,
No.
I'm turning 21 the
Turning
day we're
21.
flying there.
Oh,
The
that's
day we're flying there. So.
I'm 20.
But it's like a whole different competition,
Yeah.
so it has nothing to do with NAIA. So yeah, it's like a whole new different thing. So we're gonna see and try it out, and hopefully we like it and go back.
Well, I believe that the whole just travel aspect of it must be really interesting. I've only been on a plane twice, and that was to go to Florida for, I think it was like a 3-hour flight. What is just like getting to travel to different places? Do you have time to go and look at things?
So usually we don't fly anywhere. We just drive. Like our coach literally rents like a huge van and drives us like the 9 hours, the 11
geez.
hours.
Yeah.
We compete and then just literally drive back. So we have no time for any of that. Like it's strictly business.
Hopefully with
So-
some restroom breaks.
Yeah.
A couple.
So you guys said the Vegas competition isn't part of NAIA. How many competitions do you guys usually do in a season?
We compete around 4 to 5 times in the regular season, and then regionals and nationals.
And then ultimately, what was just your overall experience like? Not just necessarily being, competing in the competitions, but just doing, what's the whole team aspect like? Are you guys close?
Yeah, well, like how I said before, like this year, like I feel like we are all like, we've known each other from last year, so we're all super close and it makes it better.
Well, thank you both for
Yes.
coming on. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Of
Good
course.
luck, of course,
Thank
to
you.
you.
Good luck.
That's all the time we have for this week, but thank you for joining us. And of course, again, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with this week's Ray of Sunshine.
All right, so that's all the positions for this show. We can go ahead in the studio and get set up. Wait, where's Nick and Taylor?
I guess they took Start Your Mornings with Us a little too seriously.
Start your morning with us! Only on Daybreak! All right, so that's all the positions for this show. We can go ahead in the studio and get set up. Wait, where's Nick and Taylor?
I guess they took Start Your Mornings with Us a little too seriously.
Start your morning with us! Only on
Welcome back to Daybreak. Before we say goodbye, we'd like to share with you this week's Ray of Sunshine.
In case you're unfamiliar, Ray of Sunshine is our way of starting your day with an inspirational quote.
And this week's quote comes from an anonymous source, but it's a good one nonetheless.
The quote reads, "Do it now. Sometimes later becomes never." And it's a really good quote. It makes sense because you don't want to regret not doing something.
Right, and with anything that you do, just try to get it done. I have that issue a lot. But, I think the biggest thing is that as long as you're working on it, getting it done, trying to focus, I think communication, and that's something that we all can work on,
That's
something
true.
that I can work on, and to make it better. But, that's it for Daybreak. Thank you all for watching this week.
You can catch clips from all of our previous Daybreak episodes on our Facebook at Daybreak on UView.
And make sure to check out our full episode and all of our shows from UView on our website, uview.pointpark.edu. Tune in next week for the news you need. I'm Nick Tomarello.
And I'm Lindsay Carson, hoping your news is good news. Have a great day, everyone.